Time now for our top four at 6:30.
Investigations continue this morning after a presidential candidate in Ecuador was assassinated on Wednesday. 59-year-old Fernando Villavicencio was shot and killed leaving a campaign event. He was running on an anti-corruption platform, vowing to stop cartels and organized crime. The suspected shooter died after a shootout. Ecuador's president blamed the assassination on organized crime, trying to sabotage an election in less than 2 weeks. The FBI is now assisting, and the nation is in 3 days of mourning.
Russia launching more than 70 missiles and drones at Ukraine over the weekend in one of its biggest assaults in recent weeks. A clear escalation of force after 2 Russian ships were hit and damaged by drones on the Black Sea. Now, Ukraine's Air Force said at least 10 of Russia's 70 missiles and drones hit Ukrainian targets, including a blood transfusion center in northeast Ukraine and a grain silo and military airfields west of the capital, Kyiv. They were all hit. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is condemning the medical clinic strike, calling it a war crime.
Tonight that an Orange County judge apparently sent after he allegedly shot and killed his wife. KCAL News reporter Lauren Posen is in Van Nuys tonight with the other details we're learning about this case.
Well, these are those new court documents that are revealing some shocking new details, and really for the first time painting a clear picture in this murder case against a one-time beloved judge. Orange County Superior Court Judge Jeffrey Ferguson has found himself on the other side of the courtroom. He's out on bail after prosecutors charged him with killing his wife inside their Anaheim Hills home earlier this month.
Well, I don't want to comment on anything about Judge Ferguson except he is appropriate to the circumstances.
New court documents reveal more about the prosecution's case, alleging Ferguson shot his wife at close range while he was drunk. Minutes after the shooting, they say he sent text to his court clerk and bailiff reading, "I just lost it. I just shot my wife. I won't be in tomorrow. I will be in custody. I'm so sorry." The couple's son called 911. Prosecutors say when police got to the home, the judge smelled of alcohol and told officers, "Well, I guess I'm done for a while. Oh my God, my son. Oh man, I can't believe I did this." And in the search of the judge's home, detectives with the Anaheim Police Department recovered 47 firearms, including rifles, shotguns, and handguns, over 26,000 rounds of ammunition, and the murder weapon. Ferguson faces up to 40 years in life in prison if convicted.
We want to update you on another story we've been tracking. The FBI now launching a review into a deadly shooting of a man in Utah.
Yeah, authorities say he actually pointed a gun at FBI agents who were raiding his home at the time. NBC News reports agents were trying to serve arrest and search warrants for 75-year-old Craig Robertson. FBI officials say Robertson had made multiple posts on social media threatening Democratic officials, including President Biden. According to NBC News, Robertson posted that he would prepare his camouflage outfit and sniper rifle for the president's visit to Utah this week.
Tipping point to me was President Biden was coming. He was going to be in close proximity. This individual looked like he was on a planning path to carry out the attack.
Officials say he also made threats against Vice President Kamala Harris, Attorney General Merrick Garland, and Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg.
Is on this morning for the person who gunned down a man outside of a liquor store. This happened on West 128th Street in Harlem around 11:30 last night. Police say a 29-year-old man was standing in front of the store when a male gunman came up to him and shot him once in the chest. The unidentified victim died at Harlem Hospital, and police are still searching for that suspect. Tonight, a 14-year-old shot in the Bronx and taken to the hospital. It happened around 8:30 at 181st Street and Walton Avenue in Fordham Heights. Police say a bullet hit the teen in his backside, but he is expected to be okay. No word on whether the teen was the intended target. Police right now are looking for the gunman. Heartbreak tonight for a Long Island family as the death toll grows from last weekend's crash in Massapequa. Officials say 6-year-old Chantel Solomon has died from her injuries. Her grandfather and his 2 children died at the scene last Sunday after a multi-car crash on Sunrise Highway. Another driver, 32-year-old Michael D'Angelo, is accused of driving over 100 miles per hour while under the influence. He now faces several charges, including manslaughter.
After a missing 14-year-old girl was found in the barracks of Camp Pendleton, a Marine has been charged.
I refuse to allow this matter to be swept under the rug.
The girl's family speaking out just days ago as they anxiously awaited an arrest.
My niece was trafficked and potentially purchased by a Marine at Camp Pendleton.
Military police at Camp Pendleton found the teen on June 28th, more than 2 weeks after her grandmother had reported her missing. The girl's family says the teen was taken to Camp Pendleton only a day before she was discovered there, but did not clarify where she had been before that. As for the Marine, he has been charged with sexual assault of a minor. He was also charged with violating liberty restriction from a prior, unrelated case.
It sounds to me like he probably received some form of administrative disciplinary action prior to this, and somehow violated that.
That's Gary Bartell, a civilian lawyer who represents the military. I asked him what the Marine could face if convicted.
He's looking at potentially 30 years, confinement, dishonorable discharge, reduction in rank, forfeiture of pay.
For now, a preliminary hearing has been scheduled for August 17th.
The preliminary hearing officer will hear evidence from the government and the defense, and then that preliminary hearing officer will make a decision as to whether or not there's probable cause that the accused committed the offense for which he's charged, and then will make a recommendation as to whether it should go to a court-martial or if some other action should be taken, if any.
As for the teen's family, they continue to ask for transparency and accountability.
It is a public case. It needs to be made public.
Dozens of masked shoplifters caught on video swarming the Topanga Mall Nordstrom in a coordinated attack on the store. Mayor Karen Bass calling for all of them to be held accountable. As many as 30 people, including men and women, snatching tens of thousands of dollars worth of luxury items, leaving the store in shambles. I'm Michelle Fisher.
And I'm Jory Rand. This is Eyewitness News at 11. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell has the latest on this brazen heist, along with reaction from the mayor tonight.
Gremlins.
Racks and fixtures knocked to the ground. A large crew of thieves caught on cell phone video racing through a Nordstrom store at the Westfield Topanga Mall in Canoga Park, smashing display cases, scooping up armloads of expensive bags and clothing. Stunned and frightened shoppers running from the store.
We were sitting having coffee, and all of a sudden we saw so many people running out of the store. We were not in the store. We were at the entry of the store. So many people coming out. We didn't know. We thought it's a bomb or something.
I really didn't understand at first what was going on, and then I recognized what was really happening when all the security really was going, to the one area.
The robbery happened just after 4 p.m. A mob of 20 to 30 male and female suspects wearing masks and hoodies seen snatching merchandise, running out of Nordstrom and escaping. The LAPD says one security guard was treated after being sprayed with some type of mace or bear spray. No one else was injured. It's not the first time the store has been hit by smash and grab robbers. Numerous shops in the Los Angeles area selling designer merchandise have been targets of similar crimes.
It's hard to avoid it, isn't it? Really, you just don't know when it's going to happen.
LA Mayor Karen Bass issued a statement calling the Nordstrom robbery unacceptable. She says those who committed these acts and acts like it in neighboring areas must be held accountable.
The LAPD is searching for 20 to 30 suspects in connection with the crime. Authorities estimate the loss to the store at between $60,000 to $100,000.
Joe Torres, Sandra has the night off. We begin with that disturbing video of a heated exchange between 3 teenagers and a family on an F train in Greenwich Village. This is the girl police are looking for. Investigators say she attacked the mother of 3 and the person who shot this video. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson.
My flight or fight was not flight.
But Sue Young, there in the gray t-shirt and glasses, tells me she doesn't regret what she did on board an F train.
I want to be able to say, don't do this.
Thursday evening, Sue, her husband, and 11-year-old twin girls were on a southbound train at the West 4th Street station. Cell phone video shows the family, who was visiting from Reno, sitting there on the left with a group of teens directly across. Sue tells me the trio started laughing and pointing at them. Trying to defuse the situation, she joined in the laughter.
Their demeanors completely changed. And that's when the F-bombs and, threats as in or like, shut up.
Heated words were exchanged between all. You hear Sue's husband calling the teens uneducated. As Joanna was taking this video, one of the girls who police are now looking for, she assaulted her 3 separate times.
Started over, took me by the hair, threw me on the ground, and started punching me.
Sue stood up, says one girl got in her face.
I pushed her out of my face. That's when the girl that had attacked Joanna started attacking me. The girl in the white shirt and I were both pulling hair.
At one point, before it got physical, the train was stopped and the doors were open, and so I asked Sue why she didn't get off. She told me she wanted to talk it out with the girls.
I had to defend who I was as a person, that I don't back off from words like that.
Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7.
Something heartbreaking, but it is graphic and could be inappropriate for children.
A young Clayton County mother and father have sued their OBGYN in Southern Regional Hospital after they claim the doctor's negligence led to their baby being decapitated during childbirth.
In the wrongful death lawsuit filed in Clayton County this morning, the couple claims the hospital covered up their baby's death. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor joins us from Southern Regional Hospital in Riverdale, where that death happened.
Good evening. What a sad and horrendous story. I have learned today that the Clayton County Police Department is investigating this baby death. And as for the parents, well, they're just too distraught to talk about it.
This is one of the most sad, egregious, and horrific situations that I've ever seen.
20-year-old Jessica Ross and her boyfriend, Travion Taylor Sr., have an unimaginable story. Their attorney says the young couple was full of joy and anticipation for their first child. They came here to Southern Regional Medical Center for the delivery July 9th. According to the complaint, doctors had diagnosed Ms. Ross with diabetes a year earlier, making her a high-risk pregnancy, but she consistently went to appointments while she was expecting. The couple's attorney says after about 10 hours of labor, Jessica was fully dilated and ready for delivery of Travion Jr. But according to the complaint, they say his shoulders got stuck in the vaginal canal.
What wound up happening after that is just brutal. Dr. St. Julian came in and she, in the process of trying to deliver this baby, pulled on the baby's head and neck so hard and manipulated them so hard that the bones in the baby's skull, face, and neck were broken.
According to the complaint, that is when Dr. St. Julian called for an emergency C-section.
When the womb was open, the feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head. The head was stuck in the vagina.
The couple's attorneys allege nurses and medical staff at the hospital lied to the couple about what happened, discouraged them from getting an autopsy, tried to encourage them to cremate the child, and failed to report the death to the medical examiner.
They also did not report the death to the authorities of Clayton County or the Clayton County Medical Examiner. This report was made by a funeral home. And after their funeral home waved the flag and alerted the authorities regarding this, it wasn't until then when Dr. St. Julian told the family what actually happened.
Now, we reached out to Dr. St. Julian, but she declined to comment. We did hear from the hospital, however. Their statement reads, while our heartfelt sympathies go out to the family, Southern Regional Medical Center denies the allegations in the complaint referencing the hospital. Since this matter is in litigation,